Just a quick tip for South Carolina. Just a quick tip for South Carolina.
That was the best meal I've ever had, ever, anywhere.
I'm going to try the brisket. Oh my god. I love the designs of the apartments here. It almost reminds us of like a Disney hotel. Yeah. Welcome to a new vlog. We are waking up in Mount Airy and we are heading today to Charleston. We are there for 2 nights. We've never been before. We're looking forward to seeing it. Apparently it's a very foodie place and drinky place. Just 2 things that we really like.
Have actually changed some of our trip as well, but we'll tell you later on in this video what we've changed.
We booked a hotel, just booked it now. So we're going to get off on our way, get all the things out to the car. It's a lovely 28 degrees outside at the moment.
And we're driving.
So obviously the more south we get, the warmer it's become and getting. Obviously we've gone from freezing in New York, and blustery snow and winds, to a 28 as we are going to Charleston. So that's very nice. It's going to be a weekend for us where we're in Charleston, so it may be busy, we don't know, we'll see when we get there. We've got lots planned to do and it's a real foodie place, so we've got some things planned to go and look at, like biscuits.
Oh, I'm not hungry.
Well, we're not hungry at the moment, no, but it's a few hours until we get there. We've got tomorrow in Charleston as well, so it's going to be an evening tonight and a full day tomorrow. Then we were planning on going to Savannah, but we're keeping an eye on the weather. It's supposed to be really bad weather on our planned day to Savannah, so if we bypass that and go straight to Orlando, we may go back up to Savannah and we may take my family up there with us. So we'll keep you apprised on that one. So we've got 3 hours and 18 minutes until we get to our hotel in Charleston. We'll have a look around that and then we'll head out into town and see what we do for the evening.
We're staying in a Residence Inn by Marriott. We booked it this morning. We got there for 2 nights, pretty cheap to say it's a weekend. We're actually about 13 miles out of main town of Charleston, because the hotel prices there were like $1,000 for 2 nights.
But I'm just going to drive in because after going to the vineyard yesterday, I've had enough alcohol for a few days. So it's all about the food and the water for me. Just a quick tip for South Carolina. Just a quick tip for South Carolina.
Try again.
Just a tip.
You want to tell you how to say it?
Just a quick tip for South Carolina as we are heading down there. We're using the SunPass Pro as we have been since we left New York and Washington and stuff.
Oh, this is pretty.
This is very pretty actually. Let me just show you out quickly. That looks like a very nice place.
Very pretty. Imagine a house on the lake.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what you were saying.
You can't use the SunPass Pro. What's going on with my mouth today?
Are you pissed? You must be still pissed from that winery yesterday.
You can't use the SunPass Pro in North Carolina.
South Carolina.
You can't use the SunPass Pro in South Carolina. So set your Google to avoid tolls, as we have just done. Like to have road trip snacks, and we're still making our way through the Walmart cookie box.
They are delicious.
Oatmeal raisin cookies. I've got one that was previously started here. If you ever had the oatmeal and raisin from Subway, but just like that, it's so good.
Cinnamony.
But just to be good too, I also got a red apple from the hotel. I'm gonna have that too. Quick petrol stop. The current price of petrol where we are at the moment for unleaded is 3.18, let's say.
That's per gallon as well.
Petrol all sorted as usual in America. The gas stations have all sorts of wonderful things: showers, toys, gifts, and as much fast food, pizzas and burgers and biscuits and all sorts of stuff that you want.
They did have a polystyrene cooler, but it's only going to be needed for 2 hours, isn't it?
We've already broken one.
And we've got one at Baz as a real one.
Yeah.
So.
Right, a couple more hours to go. Just about to have the world's biggest banana. Nick has something to say about the fuel efficiency of the car because he's getting very excited by it.
It's friggin' amazing. So you would expect a big truck like this, which is a GMC Terrain. It's a brand new car. It's only got 589 miles on the clock, and we picked it up when it was 0. I've just filled it up again, and it costs $33 to fill this beast. And we've actually only used a tank and a half to get all the way from Washington to where we are now, about an hour and 40 minutes from Charleston.
Going off on this road, an accident of some kind.
Some kind of car got into the verge.
Oh dear.
We're just swapping over. My back's broke. There's only 50 minutes to go, but Leigh's having a go at proper driving now. Even though this journey's only been 4.5 hours, it's felt longer than it did to drive from New Orleans to Orlando. It just dragged on.
Because it's all one straight road.
It is, it's just highways all the way. At least when we were doing the road trip on the West Coast, it was all kind of like scenic, so it distracted you from the boredom. But this is just highways all the way. All you're seeing is Cracker Barrels left and right and KFCs.
Nothing wrong with a Cracker Barrel.
Not just now.
We are in our hotel room. We are in the Residence Inn in Charleston.
Ashley Phosphate.
I keep getting that wrong. This is the
third time we've tried to
so
record
I'm going to
this.
show you quickly before we mess it up. It's a very nice place.
It's bigger than the other one.
So we have obviously the kitchen area, which is a very, very large kitchen. We could easily cook a meal here. A table.
This is almost apartment size.
Yeah, a table if we wanted to eat a meal here. Very nice desk area for me to do some editing and things. A lounging sofa. Our first window out onto the car park. TV and drawers and things like that. Our king-size bed, just the one tonight, so we're going to get to snuggle. Wardrobe, which Nick's already unpacked.
It's almost walking.
Sink area. And then the bathroom area here.
Separate.
It's huge. It's another one of those that's like an apartment you could live in easily. So we're going to decide what we're going to do tonight.
There's a fire pit downstairs and a pool and a restaurant.
Yeah, so we might even just check out the hotel tonight. Charleston is about 20 minutes away or so.
It's 13 minutes, but the highway's closed.
Yes, there's been an accident and we've got all day there tomorrow, and Nick's got a headache, so we might just chill out in the hotel, have a meal, and maybe a drink or two.
Nana's already been asleep.
You won't be going in that pool.
Oh my god, that is not heated in the slightest. That's like tap water. Yeah, we'll give that one a miss.
As we came into this hotel, we thought we'd seen like a restaurant and bar and everything. We've got this nice
vending machine.
We've got this nice fire pit, but all there is in there is you can't get a drink to sit around the fire, unfortunately. We do get breakfast with this hotel. There is like a store in there to get like ready meals and stuff like that, which we did in a previous hotel. But we're going to have a look, see what's around the hotel to get something to eat. Nice large area in this hotel, just to say that there's no restaurants or bars or anything. It's missing a trick.
This is where you have breakfast.
Yeah. Right, so we ended up coming into Charleston. We've come to a place called Lewis's Barbecue, which was on our list to do, and oh my god, look at this. This is what we've got to share. Hunk of cheddar, which Nick really wanted to try. Brisket, turkey. That is called hot guts, which is a spicy sausage, mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, and cornbread. And then we got some fixings on the side, so we got some white bread, some dill pickles, and
I'm foaming at the mouth. Can you hurry up?
I want to try.
Hurry up with the update. I want to try this and all. Oh, we had that for breakfast, I'm sure. Oh, it's a bit spicy.
I've got a kick. So the guys who own this place came from Texas, Austin originally. and this is supposed to be one of the best smokehouses in the country.
So first of all, these are the plates.
A bit of paper.
Yeah. So I want to try the condiments. So I want to try the potato salad. The paprika, and it's also sweet as well. I want to try the mac and cheese. Hold on. It's a bit solidified. It's good. It's not as good as
Cookie can.
It's always save that for afterwards. And now I'm going to try this.
I want to try this.
Wait a minute. So this is not like the coleslaw that we would know as coleslaw. That is nice. There's a dressing on it, like a sweet vinegary dressing.
I'm going to try the brisket. Oh my god. He actually gave us a little bit in there. Oh,
Does it melt in the mouth?
it melts in your mouth. It's so tasty. Oh my goodness, it's amazing.
I'm going to put a piece of brisket on my plate. And then I'm going to try it with a bit of tangy chili dressing. Right, here we go. Oh, it's like the meat just melts like butter. It's like there's no chewing. You could almost eat it with gums. Do you know what I mean? If you have no teeth.
Right, I'm going to try the corn pudding. So I don't know if it's sweet or savoury.
Green chili corn pudding.
Savoury and really, really nice.
Is it gritty?
No, it's like it's almost like bread. It's like a pudding, but it's just corn. It's very, very sweet corny flavoured, and not like nothing I've ever tasted before.
Let me try it.
But very good.
So it's savoury.
Yeah, it's definitely savoury. They call it pudding, don't they?
Definitely sweet corny.
Yeah.
It has got a mushy texture, like almost gritty texture, but not gravelly.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a vegetable meatloaf kind of thing.
It's like a thick chicken and sweet corn soup.
Verdict.
There are no words to describe it. That was the best meal I've ever had, ever, anywhere. What did you think?
Amazing. The brisket was so good. I'm not usually into red meat, but that was absolutely beautiful. Everything about it was beautiful. The cornbread was amazing.
Everything was sweet. Nothing was spicy. Everything was sweet.
For all that and a bottle of water, we paid $42.
Yeah. So and then cost me another $7.77 for a beer. But oh my god, that was I'll say it again, that was the best thing I've ever eaten. Right, we're back at the room. Lee's just doing a bit of laundry, washing his pants in the sink. You want to do mine?
No.
Where are you going to hang all them?
I don't know, I'll find somewhere.
That's it for tonight, guys. We are you'll join us again tomorrow morning when we go back into Charleston and we start exploring.
Good morning, welcome to the next day. We're heading into Charleston. We've had a little breakfast at the hotel, just an apple and some yogurt, because we know that today is going to be quite a foodie day. Charleston and Savannah are very kind of foodie places, as you can see from last night when we had that barbecue.
The most amazing meal ever.
Nick says he's going to dream about that food for the rest of his life.
I am. We're going to have to come back at some point. It's just worth driving to Charleston just for that.
Yeah, it was
Apparently
beautiful.
there's others in different states as well,
Yeah.
so we'll definitely have to try that.
So we're heading into the town. We've got lots on our list to do, lots of foods to try, lots of places to see. So we'll take you guys along and let's see what we think to Charleston. Right, so we've arrived in Charleston. We're currently sat in the Waterfront Park.
The sun is beaming and it's lovely.
Beautiful.
The city of Charleston was founded in 1670. That makes it about 350 years old. There's about 2,500 historic buildings, mainly colonial and Georgian, but there are, I think, up to 7 or 9 distinct different styles, but a lot of them, when you're walking around, are actually colonial.
It's defined by cobbled streets, horse-drawn carriages, and pastoral houses. Because Charleston is so old,
Noisy birds.
because Charleston is such an old city, there's lots of firsts here. So like the first American female serial killer came from Charleston.
A lot of first museums.
Yep, America's first museum. And it was originally known as Charlestown after King Charles II before it was renamed Charleston. Right, here is the pineapple fountain.
It's one of the most popular sightseeing things to see in Charleston. It's in Waterfront Park, as we just said.
Yep, and the pineapple is a symbol of hospitality in Charleston.
In the UK though, a pineapple is actually a symbol of wealth. It dates back to like Victorian age. Like aristocrats used to serve pineapples, which actually indicated they're a sign of good wealth, but not here. It's a symbol, as Leigh said, of hospitality. Yep. This one has been here since 1990, and it came after one of the hurricanes in one of the spring of one year.
And it's one of my favourite fruits to eat. I love the designs of the apartments here. It almost reminds us of like a Disney hotel.
Yeah,
is it?
It's so clean and well maintained. Everything looks brand new.
You just got to watch yourself in this park. A little bit like it is in New Orleans, but not as bad. Obviously, the roots of the trees are making a wobbled path.
Right, we're back at the car, and just to point out, the meter's here. Accept credit card, so you can pay on your card. There's a 2-hour limit, but parking seems to be ample. And we've only got 11 minutes away, which is a shame, because right there, get out of the way, there's an English pub there, English style pub, which we may come back to a little bit later.
Right, we've made our way down to Rainbow Row, and incidentally there's one of the horse-drawn carriages just going past me in the background. So Rainbow Row is the longest cluster of Georgian homes in all of the United States.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Painted Ladies in
yeah, a little bit,
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the most photographed areas of Charleston.
I think it's time for some of that southern hospitality.
Does that mean food?
And that means food.
I know just the place.
We're just heading for food. There's so many bars and cafes, pecan pie ice cream sandwiches.
Oh my god.
That's not what we're going for though, but maybe we'll have one later.
There's so many things that I want to try and look at, and the whole place has just got a St. Augustine vibe.
It's very vibrant and hustling and bustling. Yeah. There's like outdoor markets which we're going to go and have a look at, indoor markets,
right?
All sorts.
Let's talk, let's go eat. It's got some weight. Let's have a look. So this is sausage, egg and pimento cheese. Oh my god.
Wow.
Is that the egg?
Yeah,
or the cheese?
That's the egg.
Right, what are you having?
So we just got this from a place called Callie's Little Biscuit. And look at that.
It's freshly made biscuits.
Yes, so freshly made, and it's a very popular place. It was very busy. You've got to get your order in and then go queue outside. And it looks like she's got like loads of cooking books, and you can buy all sorts of like candles, and you can get birthday cookies and all sorts of different kind of biscuits.
It's a good job we've got some napkins. So it's kind of crispy on the outside, this, almost like it's fried rather than baked. So in the UK, we call biscuits as in cookies. So for us, this sounds strange that we're having a biscuit, but it's like
it's kind of a scone.
Yeah, but lighter.
Yeah. So get that cut in half, and we'll try it. So again, yeah, we went for the sausage, egg, and pimento cheese,
which I presume is this melted cheese here.
Yeah.
Must be quite good.
Well,
not keen on that. We'll find out. It's so messy. Right, let me try it. I'm gonna have to do it in little small chunks because I'll crack my eye.
I'm sure you can get that out in one.
Oh yeah.
Is the cheese flavour coming through?
It reminds me of a McDonald's breakfast muffin.
Like a McMuffin.
The cheese is a little strange. The cheese is sweet, and pimento cheese is supposed to be kind of spicy. But there's a lot of egg in there. Oh, it's spicy.
Spicy?
Yeah.
Ooh, they're very messy.
Right. Go on, get your mouth around that. Did you get some cheese?
Yeah. What's spicy? The cheese?
Yeah. I think it's got like peppers in and things like that.
It doesn't really taste that spicy.
It's one of those cheeses that kicks in later.
My mouth's not big enough, I didn't get any sausage.
I'm surprised it's not.
It is good. Sloppy, but good.
Yeah.
And it does have a taste of like a scone, like a warm scone. I like it.
It's fluffy, isn't it?
Yeah, very fluffy, yeah.
Giving up trying to eat it. It literally collapsed as I bit it. So it's all in bits now in the tray. Right, so the verdict on that. I wasn't gone on it. It was nice. It was average. It wasn't as nice as the stuff that we'd read online.
I liked it more than Nick. I thought it was really good. But I really like biscuits. Like sometimes when I'm in America, I'll have biscuits and gravy, and I love that.
Yeah, I do like biscuits and gravy, but it was oversold to me.
It was a little sloppy, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right, so we're on King Street, which is like the main street in Charleston, very hustling and bustling. This is where the Callie's Hot biscuit came from, and there's all sorts of bars, lots of hen parties and things like that. Really nice vibe, things to eat, things to drink,
Lots of
all the way
shopping.
down. Lots of shopping, yeah.
Right, just off King Street is a place called Marion Square, and on Saturdays they have a farmer's market, and today's Saturday, so we're going to enjoy it.
Right, we made our way down to Charleston City Market, which is open daily from 9:30 a.m. We're going to see if we can get a little bit of food or just see what's around.
This place is so big it actually extends 4 city blocks.
Right, we managed to get some food. So I went for white chocolate with almonds.
I don't think it's chocolate, I think it's white almond truffle or something like that. Like a nugget or a nougat.
Ooh, that's nice. You'll really like that.
And I went for a milk chocolate almond praline type thing. So let me try this. Very chewy. Oh my god, that's amazing. It's got toffee. It's toffee, chocolate, and almond. It looks a little bit like soap, doesn't it?
I actually prefer the white one. It's very chocolatey, isn't it? A lot that you'd expect it to be when it's white.
It is chocolate. It didn't say chocolate on the sign though, sure it didn't.
Yeah,
That's really nice. It's not like your normal white chocolate,
No.
because it's really, really white, but it tastes like cheap white chocolate, which I actually like.
Just heading down this street, look how quaint it is and oldie worldy with the
All the
trees.
Spanish moss.
Yeah,
Still stopping the biscuits.
the houses have got these cute little gas lamps on. We're actually are we in the French Quarter still?
I think we're on the edge of it.
Yeah, which is why it reminds me of New Orleans French Quarter.
Yeah.
So much different architecture here. Like every time you go around a different corner, there's a different style of building. Nick's still munching on his praline.
It's definitely worth getting off the main roads as well. You see all the different little cute houses with all the decorations, the flowers, the street lamps, the gas lamps, all sorts of stuff.
It's if you're on King Street, just pick one of the blocks and go behind it, and you just walk on the back streets. There's no crowds at all, and you get to see all this beautiful architecture. Right, we're at Henry's on the Market, which is the oldest restaurant in the whole of Charleston, and on the roof is actually a rooftop bar called Henry's Rooftop Deck. I've ordered a Pinot Noir, he's having a soda water, and then once we've had that, we're going to go and check out some more sights.
Right, we're just heading back to the car, but we had to stop and look at this, the United States Custom House.
It just reminds me of something out of, I don't know, yeah, like Ghostbusters, like some kind of,
Like they should be running up the stairs with a jetpack's going to try and find a Slimer or something like that.
yeah, just some kind of haunted film, I don't know.
It does look a bit eerie.
And how long has it been there?
It was built in 1852 and finished in 1879. And believe it or not, it was used for importing and exporting of goods, hence the name Customs House.
I love that.
Fortunately, it's closed today, so you can't go in. Right, we're back in the car. Lee's driving because I've had a wine, and I'm feeling a little bit fresh from it, even though it's only one wine. The next stop we're going to see is one of something that everybody in Charleston that comes to Charleston has to go and see. Stay tuned to find out more. So we said earlier on in this vlog that parking was very easy. That was for the bit where we went and saw the pineapple fountain. However, we found parking extremely difficult in the busy areas. So we did find a car park directly at the back of the 4 blocks for Charleston Market. It was a private car park because a lot of the meters only allow you 2 hours, so we've been finding ourselves constantly running back to the meter to put more time on it or moving the car. But we found a car park directly at the back, almost on the harbour front actually. It was $8 for 4 hours, was it?
Yeah.
A privately owned car park, and you just it's got like a standard ticket machine. You put the money in, or you use your card, get your ticket, and display it in your window. We found that a lot easier, and it was the only car park that we could find within that busy area that had availability.
It is Saturday though, so.
It is, yeah, and it's out of season, so I don't know how easy that would be to park when it's really busy, but every car park everywhere was full. We were driving around for about 10-15 minutes trying to find places to park, other than metered spaces, which if you want short journeys, they're fine, but if you want something long term, you've got to find these big sort of parking lots. But like I said, the one behind the Charleston Market was the best one for us. As we're driving to our next destination, a lot of the houses here are actually built on stilts. So there's one there, there's one behind. In fact, the whole row here is actually built on an elevated platform, isn't it? Perhaps there's maybe some kind of flooding in the area, because we are quite close to the river. So maybe it's like flash floods from like storm surge from hurricanes. Right, so we're here at our next destination, which is the Angel Oak Tree. It's an oak tree that stands at 66 feet tall. It's the oldest tree, approximately 400 to 500 years old, and is the only living oak tree east of the Mississippi known currently to man. One of its branches is actually 187 feet in length. It is absolutely massive, and it looks like something that Treebeard has conjured up from Lord of the Rings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look.
Imagine the amount of tree houses you could build in there.
Imagine how many log fires it would keep going.
Wow, it's just amazing to think that this has been here how long? 500?
400 to 500 years.
Just, wow. Look at they're all like,
supports.
yeah, supported and growing out and out. And the very fact that it looks very healthy as well, doesn't it? Like
it's
green.
Blooming and greening,
yeah.
so if that's such a word, greening.
Greening, yeah. Well, it's...
Which is now.
So I don't know how they know this, but it says as long as it is preserved as well as it is now, then the life expectancy is 900 years.
How can anybody possibly know that?
Don't know, but none of us will be
Somebody
around.
would have to be 900 years and sit and watch it to see whether that was true or not. It's that big. The branches actually go underground and act like roots. It's absolutely humongous. I wonder which the branch is that's 187 feet long.
I don't know, but there's obviously a lot of rules here to keep it preserved. Like you can't sit on it, no blankets, no picnics, no props, no tripods, no pets, no sitting, climbing or standing. Alcohol is not permitted.
What about campfires?
Definitely not.
You think that would be the obvious one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So this little plant is actually an acorn from this tree that was planted in 2018. So that says that it's now 3 years old. So obviously this has been placed here for 2 years, so it's now 5 years old. It's not particularly big, is it?
It'll take 500 years to get that big.
From 5 years to 500 years.
Yeah.
So this branch has to be the one that's 187 feet long, because if you follow it down from the tree all the way down, obviously it's not 187 feet in a straight line, but if you follow it round, it's definitely the longest of all the branches. Like anywhere touristy, they have a gift shop. It actually looks like a Cracker Barrel from the outside, because they've got like swinging, what do they call them?
Like rocking
Chairs and like hammocky type swings. Right, we're banging in the sights today. On to our next stop.
Right, we're now at somewhere called Low Tide Brewing. We were just driving past on the street and on the road, and I saw it and I thought, that looks nice. So they've got this food hut here called Braised and Glazed. So Nick's ordered some food. He's not told me what he's got. He's going to surprise me.
Right, the beer that I've got is an Aloha, a 5.7% ale. It's like a pineapple ale. They've actually got 13 beers on tap today, and the food trucks change every day. So today it's Braised and Glazed. Tomorrow I think it's Fox's something or other. I don't think they actually serve Fox's, but that's just the name of the truck.
Food's ready. And the food's arrived. So we have beef crunch wrap, hot dog sausage, and hummus with pitters. Oh my god.
What?
It's like taco beef. Ah, it's delicious.
Really good. What's giving it that crunch? Oh, there's like tacos. There's a taco all the way through it.
Tacos and the lettuce.
Yeah.
It's very spicy, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
You get an after kick.
Try a bit of the hummus.
So this is a plain hummus with cheese, paprika, onions, and pitta.
It's nice, but it is a little plain.
Yeah.
I sometimes like a...
It did have a nice
Flavoured
smoky
hummus.
cheese on top.
Nice though.
So this looks like another hot gut sausage. It's got the mustard grain, sauerkraut, ketchup, and then the hot dog.
Get it in your mouth.
This is going to be a mess.
Get it in your
I know
mouth.
what's going to happen now.
Nick's already spilled all over his... Oh god, it's all gone again. He's already spilled all over his shorts.
Oh, the mustard's very clean. It's not as nice as the sour guts, the hot guts. So it's just like a regular sausage.
What a mess.
Feeling a bit stuffed.
It's all over your face.
Are you gone?
Yeah, kind of.
Right, we're back in the hotel. We've been in for a while. We had a food coma nap earlier.
You're not kidding.
We had to have an hour. We've had a lot of food in Charleston, and
We've loved it.
I was just thinking if I didn't like any of it, but I kind of liked most of it actually.
It's been your very non-typical American food. I mean, when you're in like Orlando, you tend to have everything deep fried or burgers or.
Although I'm going to try and not have all that.
But we've had none of that. We've had proper southern Cracker Barrel style food, haven't we?
Just had loads of meat, lots and lots of meat.
Yeah. Although that hummus today was delicious.
Oh really? I thought it were
Not
really
hot.
bland, the hummus.
It was nice, but it wasn't. It had nice with bits of cheese on it, but it was a bit bland tasting. But it was nice because it reminded me of Wine Bar George, but far more hummus.
Yeah, and I absolutely loved that biscuit from, what's it called again?
Callie's Hot Little Biscuit.
Now, Nick wasn't as keen.
I thought it was
He
plain.
thought it was a bit bland, but I really, really enjoyed that.
The best thing I've had today
yeah.
is that beef crunch wrap.
That was really nice, actually. And I wasn't, even though it was called beef crunch wrap, I don't know what I was expecting, but they were like, what's this crunch? And it was like taco running our way through it.
I wasn't going to order it. When I went to the counter, somebody else was picking one up, and I thought, oh,
Yeah, I really
that
liked
looks nice. So I
really
changed the
liked
order.
that.
I was going to get a burger.
The hot dog was a bit disappointing,
Yeah.
to be fair.
It was just a hot dog.
And I kind of wish we hadn't bought that, but I liked that wrap and I liked the hummus. A little bit bland, but I still liked it because I love hummus.
It was bland when you ate the bulk of it, but on top there were like feta cheese crumbled on.
Well, you probably ate all that before I got a look in. So my favourite place that we've been in Charleston for food was Lewis Barbecue.
Mine
oh my
too.
god, it was just the meat.
If I'm
was
hungry now,
amazing.
I would drive back right now and get another skillet.
We
of that.
were ordering the whole skillet anyway, and it was all done, and we'd ordered the brisket and everything, and then he just randomly sort of like, he said, "Here, you can have a couple of bits to try." I just put it in my mouth and we're like, oh my god.
We just stood at the counter like, it literally just came apart in his mouth, wasn't it? Like
so
butter.
good. So, as we said earlier, we're supposed to go to Savannah tomorrow. Now, the weather is looking pretty rubbish and raining.
It's changed already here now. It was raining on the way back.
So we asked my parents and back Brenda and everybody if they fancied going up when they came in a couple of weeks' time, and they said, yeah, that sounds good. So we're going to come back up there with them.
We booked
Fingers
an
crossed
Airbnb.
the weather will be good. And I'm kind of glad because apparently it's very much like Charleston. Although I have loved it, I need a break off from the food. But I think they'll love it. We want to take them to a barbecue place so they can experience some of that meat. So hopefully that'll all be coming up in a couple of weeks' time.
I found one. It doesn't look as good, but you don't have to look as good on the plate. But as long as you get the same types of food.
So instead of Savannah tomorrow, we are driving to Orlando. We've got our hotels booked. We're going to go there for a week before we head off somewhere else.
We're staying on International Drive this time.
Yeah, we've never stayed on International Drive before. I've always fancied staying there, so we're nearer to Universal and we can explore some restaurants on International Drive and stuff like that.
I wonder if they provide a shuttle, because we're staying at the Hilton Garden Inn and at Universal Boulevard, which is next door to Endless Summer, and it's literally straight across the highway to City Walk. I wonder if you can walk or whether they provide a shuttle.
We'll see when we get there.
And then the last 2 days of next week, we're staying in Celebration Suites, which is
New to us again.
New to us completely. It's a budget place, but it gets 4 stars on TripAdvisor.
Close to Celebration, which we love, and
Yep.
close to Old Town Kissimmee, which we like as well.
And I've just spent the last 4 hours hunting and comparing every single hotel site, the travel agency thing that I'm doing, other sites, and getting the best deal I'm to.
So yes, you have, and I've been doing some editing. So
Yep.
hope you've enjoyed our time in Charleston. Let us know in the comments below if you've been, if there's any places we missed, which we need to go back to at some point. And click the notification bell, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you are new around here. And we'll see you tomorrow when we are traveling to Orlando.
Bye for now.
Bye.